If you've ever found yourself wondering how your wasted dreams would look like if you fell asleep grasping a handful of Play-Doh, look no further, we've got you covered. First things first though, let's get the most important out of the way. We received a review copy of Schmutznik, thus have not paid a bloody penny for this product. Now that being said, the developer Avram Dumitrescu contacted us with pretty much the following. Hey guys, would you like to review my game? If so, please accept this copy. Best of wishes, Avram. Nowhere in this deal was any mention of what we're expected to say or for how long we should be playing. With that out of the way, let's take a look at whatever the hell Schmutznik is. Boiling it all down to the very basics, we're looking at a lightly physics-based 2D platformer. You'll control this happy little blue robot dude and attempt to navigate him to the exit of the 35 individual levels via moving left or right, or using your head as a grapple and gaining minor momentum from hanging off the ceiling. To add a little pressure, you won't have infinite time to do so, as the top of the screen shows a health bar that will baseline fill over time or increase substantially whenever you come in contact with enemies. Once it's filled, you're dead. To be fair, that's not the end of the world either. Most levels will have quite generous checkpoints, where you will get to start over from 0 damage taken, making it laughably easy to get to the end. Actually, I personally would have preferred not having any checkpoints to make the game overall more challenging. While core gameplay doesn't change drastically from start to finish, there's just about enough variance to keep you interested through the boss fights and the slight shifts in mechanics. Speaking of shifts, I think one of the more annoying issues Schmutznik faces is having difficulty communicating with the player. While there's an about section in the menus that hurls a wall of text and some images at you explaining what's going on, I've said it a million times and won't hesitate to say it again, I'm not interested in text blocks showing me stuff and expecting me to remember all those things X amount of playtime down the line. If you want to show me these colored dots reduce damage, I'd much rather you introduced it through gameplay. Just pop in a 30-second level where I'm forced to walk through something heavily damaging and then force me to pick up this thingamabob. This way, I'll not only get the message, but also likely remember it from experience. There's actually a tutorial level in the game that does something similar, but A, the text boxes that show up aren't really pleasant to look at, B, the text on them would be obstructed by yourself or something it wants to teach about, and C, as I said earlier, you don't need to teach everything at once. Anywho, enough of the tutorial talk. Another aspect of communication that's lacking is what each level expects you to do. More often than not, you'll be just fine holding a directional button and moving that way, but other times the rules would be weirdly obscure and you're just hoping that you have the right idea, which just isn't a fun feeling to have while playing. Controls are responsive, maybe just lacking a tad bit of fluidity. For example, having the option to cancel the grapple action whenever one feels like doing so, instead of forcing the animation to go all the way up and then allowing this attachment. Soundwork is serviceable, nothing outstanding, but it's not bad either. I do however like the chiptune music the game has occasionally. I'm just puzzled why I have to add the occasionally tag. There's music in the menu, and during like 4 or 5 of the levels, seemingly at random. One of these would be a boss fight, another would be just a random chasing level, and so on and so forth. But what's with the other 30 or so levels? And as far as the last aspect of presentation goes, visuals, we arrive at the selling point of Schmutznik, the unique look delivered through handcrafted, then digitized Play-Doh assets. Personally, I really enjoyed the goofy little characters that reminded me of Wallace and Gromit, the animated series, or the Neverhood game from, well, way longer ago than I'd like to admit. My single complaint regarding the visuals is how the camera goes into this obnoxious epileptic seizure whenever you're running through goo and you're not at the top of the level. If I could, I'd 100% turn this feature off. Sadly, there's no options menu where I could do so, or where I could adjust the music and/or sound levels. There's also no pause, but to be perfectly fair, the levels are short enough for that not to be a real issue. To wrap things up, Schmutznik is a treat for the eyes and offers a mild but just about fun enough gameplay experience despite its shortcomings. While the total playtime you're getting out of it is expected to be just shy of the 2-hour mark, at the €10 price point, I'd say that's a mostly fair proposition, if for no other reason than at the very least to support and honor the creativity and the immense amount of work that has had to go into bringing this vision to life as a solo developer. Avram, in case you end up watching, I appreciate the review copy, hope I did your game justice, and wish you all the best with your next project. As always, we'd be very grateful if you pleased the machine gods by liking our video. If you'd like to join us for our next review, don't hesitate to subscribe. Any and all recommendations are welcome in the comments section. It might just be about time to consider taking your annual leaves, and we'll see you again next time.